Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How are you today? I hope you always stay healthy and happy. Okay, before we go to the materials for today, Ustada will review about the last materials on the last meeting. Do you still remember everyone? Yeah, the last materials is about narrative text. So, what is narrative text? Narrative text is a text which tells about a story which have the problematic event and tries to find the resolution to solve the problems. Then, how about the purpose? Okay, the purpose of narrative text is to entertain the readers or listener with the story. Do you still remember about the generic structure of narrative text? Okay, the first one is orientation, then complication, and then the third one is resolution, and the last is optional. It is about the reorientation of the story. And now, Ustada will continue our materials is about narratives, but today we will discuss about how to find the generic structure of narrative text, and also we will discuss about the characters on the narrative text. So, let's study together.
Tales with Gigi presents The Ugly Duckling.
One hot summer's day, a mother duck's eggs began to crack and hatch, and little ducklings started appearing through the shells, one after another. "Cheep, cheep!" they cried. But one of the ducklings was different. This little duckling was very cheerful and would happily join in every game his sisters and brothers were playing. But sadly, they didn't want to play with him. He couldn't understand why no one liked him until one day he saw his reflection in the water. "I am so ugly. That's why no one likes me," the duckling thought, and decided to run away from home. He left his home and set out. On his way, he stumbled across a woman who took him home and fed him. But her cat and her hen treated the duck very badly, so he left the woman's house. Winter came, and the duckling was all alone and freezing cold when a man saw him and took him home. The man treated him very well, but his children terrified the duckling. They would run and jump and shout all over the place, so he escaped. At last, spring arrived, and the duckling was so happy that he could swim again. One day, as he was swimming, he saw a beautiful swan in the lake and fell in love instantly. However, the duckling remembered that he was very ugly, and at this thought he bowed his head down in sadness. But what did he see in his reflection? Over the winter, he had turned into a very handsome young swan.
After watching the video of the ugly duckling, now we will discuss about the generic structure of the story. Okay, this is the script from the video of the ugly duckling, and you can read this story before we go to the generic structure. Okay, this is the orientation of the story. Because it is about the opening paragraph where the characters of the ugly duckling are introduced. Okay, the next is complication. Complication is where the problems in the story developed, and the problem of this story comes up when the siblings of the ugly duckling didn't want to play with him because he has different appearance, so he ran away from home. Okay, this is the resolution of the story. Resolution is where the problems in the story is solved. In this story, the ugly duckling became a very handsome young swan, and he realized that he is a swan, not a duckling. That's why he has different appearance with his siblings. Okay, the next is coda or reorientation. Reorientation is the moral value from the story. Based on the story of the ugly duckling, we can take the moral value. From the first one is, don't judge someone by his appearance. And the second is, be confident with yourself. Okay, the last is the keywords from these materials, and you have to remember of these vocabularies. Crack, pecah or retak. Hatch, menetas. Cells, cangkang. Reflection, bayangan. And the last is swan, angsa.